This is the first entry that I'm going to make in my new video blog called The Journey. And so I want to ask this question. Where are you on your journey? Where do you find yourself today on your journey, on this road with Christ? I'm reminded, and as I read the scriptures in 2 Thessalonians in chapter 1, Paul was lifting up the church in Thessalonica who was dealing with some discouraging moments in their life because of persecution that they were dealing with. And I think a lot of times we look at persecution as something we shouldn't bother with, as something that the church is not going to experience. And the truth is, Jesus said that in this life we will have persecution. And so Paul, he says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, starting in verse 3, this is the New Living Translation, it says, "Dear brothers and sisters, we can't help but thank God for you because of your faith and how it's flourishing and your love for one another is growing. We proudly tell God's other churches about your endurance and faithfulness in all the persecutions and hardships you are suffering. And God will use this persecution to show His justice and to make you worthy of His kingdom for which you are suffering." I think that's something that we need to take into consideration, how it says there in verse number 5 that God will use this persecution. We look at life and we look at the things that happen to us, and we tend to not focus or want to not focus on those negative things that go on in our lives, the things that we look at and say, those are bad things. The truth is, those are things that can help us and strengthen us in our walk with God and help our footing to stay sure and steady on this journey that we're on with Christ. And I want to encourage you as you are walking with God today on this journey that you're on. Your journey's probably different than mine. I don't know. We're all different. We've been on this road at different points in time. Some are farther along than others. The truth is, it doesn't matter. The truth is that we're on the road. The truth is that we seek to follow Christ at every aspect and in every point in our lives. And I just want to encourage you to do that, just as Paul did with the Thessalonica church, and how he lifted them up. And these words should be encouraging to us, that God will use whatever situations, whatever circumstances we're in, God's going to use that for His glory, for His honor, and for the betterment of His people and His church. And so as you continue on this journey, stay true to the Word. Continue to work in doing all that God has commanded you to do, and understanding that it's not just the pastors that are commanded to work and to share Christ with others. It's the body of Christ, which we are all part of that body, and it is our job to get out there and do that thing. So I want to encourage you for that, and thank you for listening, and hopefully this is a blessing to your life, and just want to say, stick to the journey, work hard, stay faithful to it, keep walking.